Welcome in for another edition of On the Tee. I'm Anita Marks, and joining me as always is John Mascari, head pro at Alpine Country Club, where he is at Alpine Country Club because this is an early edition of our show at 5:30 because I have an appointment in the city that I must get to. So we sincerely apologize. Usually we're on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. And Christina Thompson, CEO, owner of Golf for Her, sporting her new LPGA. Look at you. Her new LPGA hoodie. I love it. I always say, again, in order to play well, you've got to look great. And that's, that's the only way you can look great is making sure you check out Golf for Her. And you look great too, John. I saw you. I saw what is that? What's going on? You ordered your LPGA hoodie as well?
Of course. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Did these just go on sale? Like, why am I the odd woman out? And I'm a woman. I should have an LPGA hoodie. What's up with? So did these just go on sale? How can people buy them? What's the dealio?
No, go to lpgashop.com and pick up your hoodie. This is the hoodie that Michelle we designed with the LPGA to help raise awareness and show if you wear this, you support women's golf. And it's also supporting the Renee Powell Fund and the Clearview Legacy Foundation. So show that you represent your support women's golf and sports.
I love it. Now, could anyone purchase it off your website, Golf for Her?
No, it's only about the LPGA. I think it's just lpgashop.com. And it's like $75, but all the proceeds go to these foundations. But get it. Yeah. They sell out really fast. So you kind of have to, John, you might be getting it at Christmas.
Yeah, we got to chip in and get Brett one also. I think he would look good in the tie-dye. There we go. Send one to Brett. Right on.
There we go. All right. As always, we like to start the show with our show drink. Christina is our mixologist. And she chooses these show drinks and these drinks for the week based on where each and every tournament is held on the tour. So what you got for us this week, Christina?
So this week it's I'm sure you've had this drink, but a Pim's Cup. Have you ever had a Pim's Cup?
I have not.
Oh my God. You have to.
John, have you had a
Pim's Cup? No. I have not.
I am strongly recommending this. This is like a really popular drink served up in like the Dallas area. I mean, it's great. It's like a great slow sipping summertime drink. So you're at like the Byron Nelson this week. If it's nice and warm, you'll probably be drinking this drink down there. It's actually a really simple recipe. It's Pim's, which is kind of like this liqueur that's a citrusy liqueur. I don't know. The recipe is like super secret. It was like started by some barkeep back in the 1800s. Anyway, long and short of it is, it's just like this really citrusy, yummy drink. Easy to make. You add some lemonade, ginger ale to it. Add a bunch of fun garnishes. Like I put like an orange and mint in there. But this is like this drink that you like kick back on a porch swing.
You kick back on a porch swing. It's not. I've never had a porch.
Are there any porch swings in New Jersey? I don't even know if they're.
Well, Montclair.
Oh my God, look at it. It's so good. Like fill up a Yeti and bring it on the course with you and serve it to your foursome. I'm telling you.
That looks like every liquor that like has a little bit left in the bottle poured into one glass.
Not judge. John Mascari.
We got to empty out the liquor cabinet. What do we got? What can we make? Just put it all into like a big thing with ice. We'll call it a Pudding's cocktail.
So this is our show drink for the Byron Nelson is the Pim's Cup cocktail. All right, guys. As always, we look back before we look forward. Let's recap the Wells Fargo, and Rory wins. One-shot victory. His first title in 18 months. I just found this out today. I guess his neck locked up during his final. Did you know this? His neck locked up during his final practice session. And if it wasn't for the fact that he had a late teed off at 1:40 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, on Thursday, he would not. He would have had to have withdrawn.
Oh my gosh!
Right. So how about that? I mean, there was a chance that he was going to have to withdraw from this tournament. Good thing he didn't. First win in 18 months, and he got to celebrate with his wife and his 18-month-old daughter named Poppy. So, and of course, it was on Mother's Day. Answer, runner-up, Hovland, Mitchell finished tied for third. Both John and I liked Mitchell going into the day because, again, not only was it Rory that he's been, struggling for the last 18 months, but there is a thing called Sunday Rory, and he doesn't necessarily perform well on Sunday. Were we big losers? I was.
I had faith in the Rory.
I know. Woodland finished 5th, and Bryson DeChambeau, I do want to dive into that as well, finished tied for 9th, and I want to get into that story. But Christina, big kudos to you. I laughed in your face last week when you said Rory is a sleeper. What was it about him that you felt like he was going to do well this week?
His stats are really good at Quails Hollow. Like, they're really good there. And it's a place that, he's played well. And listen, I was reading that he had gone back to, I think John, you'll tell me if I'm butchering the story, but he had gone back to the original clubs that he had played before this. This is what I had just uncovered. So he had kind of went back to basics as far as the clubs he's hitting. And so, I don't know, I thought that combined with obviously his history there. I mean, he's won it twice before. He looked really confident in his interview. I like watching the player interviews. I think, that tells a lot about the player's mindset. And Rory just looked so good in all those, the last few tournaments, he would talk about how his head he wasn't there, and he looked uncomfortable. He looked like he was just lost, but he looked like he had his shit together when he was there. So I thought it was a good sleeper pick. So yeah.
John, what can you say about the equipment, and also what did you see in Rory this week?
Yeah, he to quote Christina, he definitely had his shit together. When he came onto the TaylorMade staff in 2017, they made a prototype iron just for him that he played with, and he went back to that. It's the Rory prototype irons, and he felt very comfortable with them. It's a little bit of a shorter club from the heel to the toe, so it suits his eye pretty well. And maybe he just needed that little extra boost of, hey, this looks familiar. I was playing great at that period. But what I was astounded by was his putting. He made 52 of 52 putts from inside of 6 feet.
Wow.
Think about how much stress relief that becomes if you're automatic, and we are automatic at 52 of 52 inside of 6 feet. He had 75% of the greens in regulation and picked up 5 strokes on the field with that statistic. Hit a great par putt on 13, which was a big save. Got up and down from the bunker twice on 14 and 15. He didn't really drive the ball that well. He just putted great, and you could ride a hot putter to a victory. Made a really good choice on 18. I don't know if you guys remember this. He drove it into that little windy creek that kind of goes up on the left side of 17. He was going to try to hack out his ball down to the fairway, and the lie really wasn't that good. It couldn't become disastrous, but his caddy talked him out of attempting that shot. Took a penalty drop, got up, made 2 putts to win by 1, and for the first time in a long time, he's holding a trophy. So kudos to Rory, and kudos to his caddy for kind of walking him through that last hole.
I was in my mouth when I saw him hit into that ravine like that.
So Woodland, as I said, finished 5th. Now, keep in mind, and John, you and I talked about this on our Sunday show on 98.7 ESPN, and that is the coach that now Rory is working with. And because I guess I want to assume he was there and he's been traveling, Woodland has been able to spend some time with him as well. And Woodland said that has paid off for him as well. So they're both sharing the same coach, correct?
Yeah, Peter Cowan is working with both of those gentlemen. And a few shows back, we talked about when Rory made the change and how Pete Cowan kind of handles his fees. And he gets a cut of the guy's winnings. If they don't finish in a winning position, he doesn't get paid. So Pete Cowan did pretty good this past week.
That's for sure. We're going to get into the PGA Championship odds right now. And with Rory winning this, believe it or not, he's at the top now. He's favored to win the PGA Championship. Curious to get your thoughts on that. Marinate in that for a minute. But as always, we like to take a look at the FedEx Cup standings after each and every tournament. And we've got Bryson DeChambeau back at the top. He was second last week. He's back at the top. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. So Bryson DeChambeau, and anyone watching this show, I'm sure knows the story. If you're a golfer, you follow golf, you know the story. I mean, here's the thing. Thought he missed the cut. Got on a flight, flew back to Dallas, went straight into the gym, was working out, took photos of himself, put it on social media. And then all of a sudden, winds picked up in the afternoon on Friday. So the scores weren't great. He ended up making the cut and then had to fly back to North Carolina, had to charter a flight, which I'm sure he does all the time. But I guess, you know, in order, like the late notice, he couldn't get the flight until 2:30 in the morning. And then flew right back into North Carolina and shot a 68 on both Saturday and Sunday to finish tied for 10th. Are you kidding me?
You can't make this shit up.
Let me get my.
Oh,
Give me a break.
I just can't. When I heard that the next day, I was like, I was like, wait, what?
It was like he was like frantically on the phone looking for like an aisle seat on Delta Flight 27 back to. He got home. He gets right to the gym, which is a whole nother story altogether. You know, if I'm getting off a private flight after missing the cut, I'm like getting a sub from Wawa and taking a nap.
That's where you're going with that? A sub from Wawa?
Have you ever had a sub from Wawa?
I have.
Well then.
No hating on Wawa.
I love
Wawa. Who doesn't love Wawa? You can't drive past a Wawa.
I know. I have to stop. I'm like, I just ate like 30 minutes ago. All right, I'll have a shorty with chicken salad. All right.
But I mean, it's just crazy that he got on the flight and then he turned around. But these guys, they finish their round and they hop on their private jets and they bulge out of there so fast.
I understand, but to shoot a 68
and then come back. I know.
And to come back and finish in the top 10, I mean, shit.
He should do that more often. He should go home between tournaments and maybe he'll finish better. Maybe it'll help his team a little bit.
So he pops right back up to 1 in the FedEx Cup standings at 1,654 points. Justin Thomas right behind him at 1,634. So he's just knocking on the door. Hovland, again, who finished, where did Hovland tied for 3rd? So now he's up 3rd in the FedEx Cup standing. Schauffele, Cameron Smith, Stuart Sink, Cantlay, Spieth is at 8. Decky is still at 9. Hasn't teed it up yet since the Masters, but he's still there at 9. And then Dustin Johnson rounds it out in the top 10. So that's where everybody stands right now. And again, the PGA Championship odds, now that Rory won, he is now favored 10-1. Dustin Johnson had to pull out of the Byron Nelson. We're going to get to that in a minute. He's still at 12-1, or he drops to 12-1. Rahm as well. Justin Thomas 14, DeChambeau 14, Spieth 16, Hovland 25. I'm just looking at guys. Berger 33, Webb Simpson 33, Willie Zalatoris 40-1. We got to talk about Willie for a minute. Scheffler, your guy, John. Scotty Scheffler 45-1. I like him this week, by the way. And Abe Answer in there, he rounds it out at 50-1. But anyway, so really quick before we do talk about Willie Zalatoris, based on what you guys saw this weekend with Rory, are you going to put money down on him to win the PGA Championship? You are?
John, no, big no. I like it. If Rory can keep with what he's doing and working, I love this guy. I think he's just such a good golfer. I love rooting for him. And I think if he can figure it out and keep doing what he's doing, I think he's a really good chance.
John, why aren't you putting
he's going to make 52 out of 52 from 6 feet again?
No, he went into last week's tournament ranked 108th or 106th in putting.
108th in putting.
108th in putting. So no, he's not going to putt like that again. No, he's not.
That's the only reason he won this week.
Yeah, I'm not putting money on him. Christina's the only. But you know what, Christina's won more this season than you and I combined, John.
I know. She's got money for all those hoodies. That's right.
Unbelievable. All right. Willie Zalatoris. You guys made fun of me when I sat there and I poo-pooed the fact that he got engaged. What did I say? He's going to get engaged, and that money, that ATM finishing the top 20 is going to go away. Dude didn't even make the cut. It's not even like he made the cut and then he finished outside of the top 20. He didn't even make the cut. So, you know, I'm sorry. I know I sound very shallow here, and you know, I am a hopeless romantic. I love, but you know, these dudes who get married or they get engaged, it screws with their game. And so just take note. If a guy gets engaged, a guy gets married, you fade him. You fade him. You don't.
That's the bet.
You don't put money on him. You don't put money on him.
I second that.
What is wrong with you?
What?
I think it's fact at this point.
The guy has been making you money hand over fist the entire season. He gets married, and now you kick him to the curb.
Well, I am
Ignore last week. Bounce back week coming up.
No, absolutely not.
No. The only reason, and we're going to get into this. Let's dive into it right now. We're going to preview the Byron Nelson. What are some of the metrics you want to pay attention to if you're going to do some handicapping of your own? Strokes gained off the tee, ball striking, strokes gained on approach, putting on bent grass. Birdies are better, and par 3 scoring. Okay. Those are your top metrics that you want to pay attention to if you're going to do some handicapping of your own. As I said, Dustin Johnson has withdrawn. This was his statement. It is with the deepest regret that I must withdraw from this week's AT&T Byron Nelson. Unfortunately, the knee discomfort I occasionally experience has returned, and after consulting with my team and trainers, I feel it's best that I remain at home and focus on my rehab. I'm not pleased about the situation as I really look forward to playing this week. I have several friends in the Dallas area, many of them whom I met through the involvement of this tournament, so I hate to let them down. That was Dustin Johnson's statement. Before we dive into this tournament and talk about the guys that we think are going to win, how concerned are you for Dustin? You guys think he plays in the PGA Championship, or you think he would? You do. You think he's just resting for the?
I think the sentence he said was, "I look forward to my rehab."
Yes.
You could scratch out rehab and write PGA Championship.
So you think this is him just taking a week off just to get ready for the PGA Championship?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he doesn't feel at the top of his game. I don't think he wants to risk anything in advance of the PGA.
Agreed.
Okay. So you think he's lying? You think he's lying?
I think he's being overly cautious.
Yeah. He's been playing, like I said, I've been saying it for the last few weeks. He's just been playing very unimpressed. Like his game is just not very impressive these days anyway. So he should take the week off.
Okay. So you don't have a problem with him lying about his knee, taking the week off because you guys think that he's, yeah.
But I remember Christina.
Do you taking a hockey game? It's playoff hockey right now. Taking a hockey game. There you go. Okay. Let's break down this tournament. I'm going to share with you the guys that I really like and why. I love DeChambeau. I'm picking him to win. I'm also, he's 8-1 to win. I'm picking him to win. I'm also, obviously, if I'm picking him to win, I'm going to hedge it, if you want to call it that, to finish in the top 5, top 10. And I'm playing him in a lot of DFS. He is pretty expensive. He's over $11,000 in DFS. But here's the thing, guys. In reading in his metrics, by the way, first in strokes gained off the tee, first in strokes gained tee to green, 24th in strokes gained around the greens, first in driving distance, and top 5 in putting and bent grass his last 24 rounds. Here's why I really like DeChambeau. From what I understand, and John, I'm sure you're more familiar with this course than either Christine and I, and that is, I hear this course is very long and very wide open. So he can grip it and rip it. And if his balls do that crazy shit and go, they're not going to end up in some forest somewhere. So.
Wow, that's some analysis right there. If his balls stop doing that crazy shit, they're going to end up in some. That's like, can we put that on the Emmy roll right there?
So that's why I'm going with DeChambeau. Does that make sense?
Yeah. These guys are going to rip this place apart. All the par 5s are reachable in 2. There's 2 par 4s that are reachable in 1. There might be like 4 trees on the place. I think like rip it and rip. It's like a driving range,
right?
And yeah, the long hitters have a distinct advantage. So guys like DeChambeau, I like John Rahm also this week as well. But I'm still on the Willie Z train, so I think he's going to have a nice bounce back this week.
So really quick, Christina, before we get to you, I just want to share with you. So I've got DeChambeau, top 5. I've got your guy, Scotty Scheffler. Top 10, I've got Spieth and Willie. And keep in mind, Scheffler, Spieth, and Willie, all from the Texas area. And that's a big reason. Not only am I looking at guys that their metrics scream that this is a good fit for the course, but also they're familiar with it. I read the first time Scheffler played this course, he was 9 years old. He's been playing this course since he was 9 years old. So I really like that. Top 20, I'm going with Fitzpatrick, Sam Burns, who's having a really great season so far. Schwartzel, I do like Rahm. There's a great bet. Rahm to finish as the best continental European finisher at plus 110, and Leishman to finish as the best Australian golfer this week. But probably my favorite bet, and I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on this, is Jordan Spieth in match play, having a better 4 days, finishing with a better score at the end of the day on Sunday over Decky. Because let's be honest, Decky, he hasn't played since the Masters, and he's been on, I'm sure, a celebrity tour all around Asia, right? All around Asia, it's just, I'm sure that his life has been a whirlwind since he won the Masters. So that's my favorite is Spieth over Decky for the tournament.
Yeah.
Christina, who are you eyeing?
I like that. I like Spieth over Decky for sure. Spieth, which I didn't realize had COVID right off 10 days after the Masters. So that's why he bailed out of Valspar, which I thought was interesting. He said he was home resting these last few weeks. So I originally was leaning towards Spieth for this. I don't know. I'm gonna bail on Spieth because I really liked him to win this tournament back in Texas, but I'm leading to
Wait, so time out. You're fading Spieth because he had COVID. Did he say that it hit him pretty hard? Is there?
He said he's a little rusty. He was tired and he got beat up by a little bit. So I don't know. I think he hasn't really practiced that much. He said so. I don't know. I mean, listen, he's a great player. He's been playing great. He's going to do really well. I'm just not gonna. I pick him maybe top 5. I'm not gonna pick him to win this tournament. Although I was going into this before I listened to the interview earlier today, I was picking Spieth. I liked Willie Z, but then again, he's another one who, I know last week, I know his performance at Quail Hollow was very uncharacteristic for him for sure. But I think he's been waiting for this tournament. I think he's got a lot of adrenaline, and I think a lot of these players, when they play in their home course or their home area, and they've got their family and friends there, this adrenaline that they just kind of overpower the course. I'm going to Scotty Scheffler. I just think that if he can just roll in some birdies and he's got a lot of fairway to play with, I think he's going to play really well. Like you said, he's been playing there since he was little. He's familiar with the course, played there when he was 17. I mean, yeah, I like him. I like him a lot this week. So
can I see your drink again, Christina? I just want to make sure that
halfway gone.
Exactly, because you sound like you're wasted with those comments. You're fading Jordan Spieth? Like, okay, in his past 8 events, he's got 7 top 15s, 5 top 5s, a victory. Since the start of 2021, he's the only player on the tour who's gaining over 2 strokes on the field in strokes gained. And then Hideki he's probably 15 pounds heavier right now.
100%.
All over, up and down Japan. People are buying him sake everywhere he goes. He's doing all the talk shows. He's Didn't
he just became a prime minister, right? Like, was
it practicing?
What?
You think he's actually like out there grinding and practicing, getting ready?
Yeah, no, he did. He got the history award. He's been a rock star, and he's back. But listen, he's inside the ropes now, right?
He's almost like like the George Costanza, like leave on a high note. Like, all right, I won the Masters. All right, everybody, I'll see you later. You can't top that. So, I don't know, I'm fading Hideki. I'm on board with Spieth. I like Rahm to win. Scheffler top 5. Zalatoris, I mentioned top 10 for me. I love Leishman also as a top 10 pick. Anita, I know you mentioned him before. Also, Schwartzel, I think will play well this week as well.
So we have a lot of the same guys. Again, you could get Leishman best Australian finisher at plus 150. I like that a lot. So DFS, John, why don't you share with us your DFS lineup? Yeah.
So this was another week where like half of my guys didn't have pictures on the DFS website. Still, could we get Willie Z a picture, please? Still without a picture. We could throw the picture of him on one knee proposing. That's cold. That's cold. It's on. I know, but it's just cold water. You go into that well way too many times, Anita.
It's all over social media. They could, DraftKings, FanDuel, they could use Monkey Knife Fight. They could just use it.
So I blew like 20,000 of my team on John Rahm and Willie Z. So I had to kind of do some maneuvering on my other 4 guys. So I took Sepp Straka. He's made the cut in 5 consecutive events, 13 of his last 17. He's a good deal at 7,300. John Catlin, also American guy who's been playing on the European tour, has been playing real well there. He's a good bargain at 7,200. Carlos Ortiz. I have Will Gordon, who's a 68 kind of bottom of the barrel guy. No offense, Will, but he ranks 5th on driving on tour on distance and 36th off shots, strokes gained off the tee. As we know, these are important categories at this golf course. You could spray it, and that's kind of his miss, as he tends to spray it here and there. But like we said before, it's a little open. And I think, did I mention Sepp Straka?
Yes, you did.
Ortiz, Straka, Zalatoris, Rahm, Gordon, and Catlin. There you go.
I'm playing a lot of DeChambeau. I'll throw in, I'm either going DeChambeau or Spieth. So both John and I are not fading him. Christina is. I'm going Scheffler. And again, I'm going to, and I'm talking about Scheffler in regard to like the value in guys that I can kind of play around and replace him with. Willie, Zalatoris, Fitzpatrick, and Burns. I'm playing Schwartzel. I'm also going to replace him in a few different lineups with List, Mitchell, and Gooch. I like, is it Gem? I hope I'm pronouncing it. Is it Gem? I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that properly. Straka, like you said, Hodge. I like Patrick Rogers, by the way, and I like Gordon. So Gim, Straka, Hodge, Rogers, and Gordon are the ones that you could find at like 7,000, 6,900, 6,800. And so those are the guys that I'm kind of filling in the bottom part of my DFS lineup. And the guys that I'm really rolling with is DeChambeau, Spieth, Scheffler, Willie Z, Fitzpatrick, Burns, Schwartzel, List, Mitchell, and Gooch. Christina, what you got for Monkey Knife Fight, babe?
I realize I hate my picks.
You always hate your picks.
I do,
but you win.
I know.
Hate your picks and you win.
I know. I did the fantasy points. So I've got John. I have Rahm. The fantasy points are 102.5 points. So I have Rahm as more, which I think is a good one. But I went DeChambeau with less because I'm just not feeling DeChambeau right now. So I might have lost on that one. And then Spieth is the other one. I did another fantasy points with Spieth and Berger, and both of them I had more points for both of them than 100.5 points. So I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I like Daniel Berger a lot. I think he's going to play well. Spieth, I think I know you guys like Spieth. I don't think he's going to play well. So.
Okay. Listen, I like Berger. John, I like Berger this week. You like Joe? We really didn't mention him. Do you like Berger this week? I like him. Finishing the top 20. Finishing the top 20. I'll put some money down on Berger. Okay. All right. Good talk, Russ. Okay.
I mean, I felt like you named like 30 guys. Yeah, sure. You know what? Throw a couple of bucks on Berger too. I don't know. If I liked him, I would have mentioned him.
Okay. Again, my favorite play is Spieth over Decky for the match, and you could get that at -125. I think that's the best bet that's out there right now. Just my 2 cents. All right, some other stories. Each and every week, we're going to talk about the player of the year, where it stands right now. Bryson DeChambeau, after his, I thought I didn't make the cut. Let me go home. Let me come back, and then shoots 268s on Saturday and Sunday. Spieth. Decky for winning the Masters, Justin Thomas for winning the Players Championship, Rahm's got 9 top 10s. He hasn't won yet, but 9 top 10s. You could say Stuart Sink as well. For me, it's DeChambeau. Guys, where do you sit right now in regard to Player of the Year if you had to vote today?
Bryson. I still pick Bryson as Player of the Year. I mean, until somebody else consistently is doing something in golf and making things crazy, I like Bryson. I mean, the guys everyone's doing some good stuff. There's great stories. Bryson is still, I think, right now. If you're going to give him that moon man of golf, I guess Bryson.
John?
Moon man?
It's like Player of the Year.
Moon man? That's the MTV Moon Man, right? Like Belle Biv DeVoe one. Yeah, until John Rahm wins, it's DeChambeau. But I think once John Rahm wins, the needle starts to slide the other direction.
Okay.
Some other news: U.S. beats Great Britain, Ireland to win their third straight Walker Cup at Seminole Golf Club. Americans won for the third straight time. Their record is 38-9-1. John, why have they dominated so much? What's the secret sauce here?
Popularity of golf in our country in the last 20 years. Great young players from all over the different walks of life all over the country. We obviously have a bigger pool to pull from versus Great Britain and Ireland, so we're going to produce better players. But it wasn't a runaway. It was kind of close. The Great Britain and Ireland team fought back on the last day, but I hope you got a chance to watch it. Seminole is an unbelievable golf course, but our boys did real well and eked out a win again.
Also, some news for fans. The Travelers that takes place in Connecticut, they're going to have fans at that tournament this year. So if you missed going to a golf tournament last year, Connecticut, hop, skip, and a jump from our tri-state area. So if you want to check out the Travelers, they're going to have quite a few fans there. And then also, quote unquote, a significant number of fans are going to attend the British Open this year. Any surprise there or no?
No, it's awesome. What great news that is.
Also, and we touched on this on Sunday. Again, if we do this show here on PFN and all our social media sites on Tuesday nights, typically at 7 o'clock. We started early today, but we also have a radio show every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on ESPN Radio in New York. You can listen to it on 98.7 ESPN Radio on your ESPN app or the ESPN Radio app as well. The Premier Golf League, the Saudi guys, they up their ante now. They're throwing more money at these golfers to try to come over and play on their tour. John, I think I'd like for you to kind of elaborate on this, because I think you did a really good job explaining it on our Sunday show. But if more and more money, like how much money can these guys turn down to not go play on that tour? Do you feel that eventually somebody's going to say yes?
Yeah, everyone has a price. There's going to be a number that they throw at a top golfer, and let's say Dustin Johnson's like, I think I have to listen to this. If the funds are limitless, they will continue to throw money at the top players until 1, 2, 3, 4, they start to fall. And listen, it might be a bust, but these guys are going to get paid. They're talking about 12 to 18 events, about 4 dozen players, some mix-up of team events also. It's almost like these guys are all getting appearance money. So
here's something else that I read. And Christina, I'd like for you to comment on this, because again, Golf for Her, you rep a lot of the girls on the LPGA Tour, and we're going to get into the LPGA Tour update in just a second. But from what I understand, there are a number of advertisers and endorsers who are telling these golfers, if you go play in that league, we will pull our endorsement deal from you. I mean, what are you hearing about that? And do you think that's wise for these companies? Like, should they just stay out of this?
I think the sponsors need to stay out of it. I don't think this is a place for the sponsors to be leveraging their sponsorship with these players to say, if you go there, you're not getting my sponsorship dollars, although they're going to get sounds like a shit ton of money if they do jump and go over there. But honestly, I don't think your top players are going to jump ship and bail. I mean, you might have some players who've been struggling to crack the ceiling on the PGA Tour. Maybe that's something to incentivize them to go over there. But I think sponsors should stay out of it, and I don't think we're going to lose our top players to go onto the Premier League. I mean, Rory has been very open about this, and he has said, he's like, listen, he's like, I'm playing this game to cement my place in history, and my legacy is to win major championships and win the biggest tournaments in the world. It's not to jump over to the Premier League and just be like a money grab. So,
do you have something to say, Mr. Epstein?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
If I'm a sponsor and you go and play over there and I'm paying you and I'm making money because you're playing golf equipment in the United States and Canada on the PGA Tour, and now you're off playing in Saudi Arabia somewhere, I got a big problem with that. And I'm taking your sponsorship back.
Yeah, of course. Period. There's no way they're going to lose all their sponsors.
Chance they have to be right in it. I'm paying you to play golf on the PGA Tour and rep our equipment and promote our brand. You're going off gallivanting in, the Middle East somewhere for $48 million. Give me my money back.
Yeah, you're going to lose on that tour like you're losing here. I don't know. I agree with you. Sponsor, yeah.
Oh my God, that was like a scene out of a movie. All right, let's end with our LPGA update. Tell us what happened at the Honda LPGA in Thailand.
It was a crazy tournament together. Another late night for me on a Saturday morning, early Sunday morning. But Arya Jutanagarn, she fired off a flawless 63, 9 under for the round to finish the tournament at 22 under, finally winning on her home soil of Thailand. It was the first time a Thai would win this tournament. They've been waiting for years to have a Thai win this championship. Arya, I mean, she's former world number 1. She made her debut at this tournament when she was 11 years old. So it's been a long time in the making for her to win this tournament. It was an emotional win for her. I mean, she had to beat out, she had a rally on that, last day to beat out an 18-year-old rookie, Ataya Tidikal, and Hattie Tabatanikit. I almost messed up her name. I was on the tip of my tongue. But
You're a champion. You're a champion with names.
I got it. So she it was such an emotional win for her. So I'm just glad to see that, because honestly, she thought about quitting the game. She struggled for the last few years. I mean, she dropped out of her top spot. I mean, she dipped down. She wasn't really winning. She was going to take a little time off, and I'm just glad that she didn't, because her and her caddy, Peter Godfrey, who's Jane Park, repping golf for her on his shirt in Thailand, if you didn't catch that. So it was a special win for her, and I'm just happy that Thailand finally got their winner.
So next up, they're off, right, for a few weeks. Next up, May 20th through the 23rd, the Pure Silk Championship, and this is going to be in Virginia. This is their next tournament, right?
Yep, Kings Mill, Virginia. Great tournament. If you're watching this and you live in the Virginia area, if you can go to this tournament, go to this tournament. It's one of my favorite. Other than our Jersey tournaments, this is a great tournament to attend.
Okay. All right, fantastic. Any final thoughts before we sign off for tonight, ladies and gentlemen? No? Okay. So again, just to recap in regard to the Byron Nelson that starts on Thursday, and I see that the drink is almost gone, Christina Thompson. So I'm going with Bryson DeChambeau. That's who my winner is. John, who's your overall winner? John Rahm. Okay.
I'm sorry, John Rahm.
John Rahm and Christina?
Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler. There you go. All right. So DeChambeau, Rahm, and Scheffler, that's who we're all picking. Again, if you missed any portion of this program, it exists all over social media, PF Insights, YouTube channel, as well as all of our 3 Twitter and Facebook channels as well. So feel free to go back and watch it. Again, this is a special time. We're typically on every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So we started a little bit early tonight because one of us has to be in this. Yes, thank you. Has to be in the city by 7 o'clock. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the tournament this week, and we will be back next Tuesday to preview the PGA Championship. All right, guys, love you. Have a good night.